Hi, everybody. We're in the flag city of Findlay here with the Findlay Trojans. Mark Kunz and Chris Parks on this Blanchard Valley Health System. Look at the Findlay Trojans. 8-2 a season ago. Before that, 9-1 in the regular season. Mark Ritzler's had a very good run here, coach, and just kind of reflect a little bit on those last couple seasons. You guys have had some great teams, some great Division I talent as well, too. What a run for you guys.
Yeah, I think, that league year entering the track, really forced us to step up the program. I think the kids took on the challenge, realizing the great competition that we were going to see week in and week out. And we had a great senior class this past year that is juniors and seniors really did a great job of leading the football team, and we're very, very good football players. They're going to be a group that's going to be very hard to fill their shoes, but they did a great job over the last 2 years leading our team.
I know coaches don't often like to use this word, but is the Findlay Trojan program in a rebuilding mode this season?
No, we refuse to use that word. I mentioned that when we started lifting in January, that we are not going to worry about rebuilding for this year and try to focus in on our young players getting better and planning for the next year. We're trying to win now. We're trying to win the track. We're going to do that every year. I think if we get into a situation where your mindset is thinking rebuilding, and I think you're going to be a little bit on your heels and not be as aggressive as you should be. So we're going to try to win every game.
Findlay 8-2 a season ago, 9th in their region, just missing out on a playoff spot. What can we look forward to coming up in 2013? A talented senior class to graduate, but who are some of those guys coming back that will help you out this season?
Well, you're right. We did graduate a ton of kids. We only have 2 starters back on offense and really just kind of 1.5 starters on defense. One kid played half the year before he was out for the rest of the season with an injury. On the offensive side, we have 2 offensive linemen back, Eric Beard and Sam Iliff is back up front. But Austin Gutting is a player that played defensive end for us last year. He's 6'3", 250, and he's going to be our main ball carrier. We got a junior Brandon Meal that's going to be our quarterback. He's 6'4", 190, and he's done a good job of learning our offense in a short amount of time. We got a lot of new receivers. We had 4 senior receivers, so we've got a lot of young kids that are battling out for position and time. And battles up front too, as we have 3 offensive line openings. So competition's been, has been great on the offensive side, and on the defensive side, a lot of competition too. Andy Straczynski's back at nose guard. Mitchell Perry played a little bit of time at linebacker, and Zach Haynes played the year at corner. Other than that, we're going to have brand new faces over there.
Having a pair of offensive linemen coming back, the only returning starters on offense, that has to at least be a decent building block for you, though, having a little trust with those 2 guys.
Right, and one's on the left side, a guard, and the other's on the right side, a tackle. So at least each person that's new up there is going to have somebody next to them that knows the calls, know what they should be looking for, know when to make those blitz pickup calls and so forth. So that's a little bit, a comfort feeling. We have a couple kids up there that's got some experience.
Last year we talked about this with the Findlay Trojan preview, and again this year you guys have the Team Thunder and Team Lightning shirts. Just kind of explain the significance of that in practice.
Well, we want to try to, obviously, as a defense, every defense wants to be someone that, attacks the ball, gets after the ball carrier, makes big things happen, turnovers and things like that. Offensive side, in the last couple of years, I think we've had a pretty quick strike offense, a lot of big plays. We take what the defense gives us, but we were able to turn those into big plays over the last few years. And, that's our goal, is we want to get after people and hopefully score, and score often.
You've got about a week of practice under your belts now. What have you seen in this first week that has you feeling good about this Trojan team?
Well, starting all the way back in January, this has been a group of kids that everything we've asked them to do, they've done it, whether it be in the weight room or out here, conditioning. Competition, as I've mentioned before, has been outstanding. And that's brought some intense practices, a lot of focus in practices. Each rep, the players know, is extremely important as they're battling out with their teammate next to them. But they're also doing a good job of coaching each other and helping each other. And I've got a great feeling about this group of kids, is that they're just, they're a great team and they want to win. They know the expectations for them aren't very high, and I think they're using that as a motivation tool to try to prepare for this season.
Do you have to make any adjustments on offense and defense as opposed to what you ran last year going forward with this season with basically a new crop of kids?
We tweak things a little bit, but we do that every year depending on our personnel. But yeah, I think we'll look a little bit different. We'll see how things go through the scrimmages. Obviously we go in, our offensive coaches feel good about the schemes that we've been able to use over the last couple of years, but a lot of that is player ability driven, and we're going to see through our first few scrimmages, what we can do and what we can't do, and then we'll tweak things as we go.
Taking a look at the schedule, non-conference schedule this year, you have home for Anthony Wayne, then you'd make the trip down to Grove City, and then back home to take on Sylvania Southview. I think that's probably a preseason schedule to get you ready for the Trek. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a very, very strong schedule. Anthony Wayne was a team that was in the playoffs 2 years ago, had a solid year last year and have a lot of kids back. Grove City has been a team that a few years ago had the death penalty, didn't have any football there. I didn't want to say death penalty, that was they didn't have football there for financial reasons, and then they're back now. And I think this is the year, in hearing about them, that they feel like they're poised to kind of jump back in the mix down there in Central Ohio. And then Sylvania Southview's got a great program, great coaches, and they've got a bunch of Division I college athletes that are on their team, and they're going to be a great challenge in Week 3.
You guys are a couple seasons into the Three Rivers Athletic Conference. As a coach, do you guys feel like you formed like a natural rivalry with one of those schools football-wise?
Well, Fremont Ross is a team that we've been playing for such a long time. We've been in different leagues with them. They're our natural rival. We play each other in middle school games, and and not just in volleyball or football, but volleyball, basketball as well. Relatively close when you compare to the other schools. I think Fremont Ross, and if you ask Coach Kidwell, he'd probably tell you the same thing, that the Findlay football game is the one that the kids look forward to the most.
And then obviously when you talk the Track, you got to talk about the fact you have the defending state champion Division II in Toledo Central Catholic, Whitmer, who lost in the state championship game for Division I, the only loss of the season. The Track's going to be loaded once again.
Absolutely. Listening to the coaches at our preseason meeting, I'm expecting every team to be better than they were last year. And I know people may say that about Whitmer. How can you do that with all the talent that they lost? They're just a machine right now. They've got 110 kids out for football. They are eating, sleeping, drinking football up there. I don't expect them to take a step back. Central Catholic's got a ton of kids back. Again, all of the other teams I'm expecting are going to be better than they were the last year.
What do you like most about the Three Rivers Athletic Conference that you guys formed a couple seasons ago? What really, I guess, do you like most about it? What do you care most about it?
Well, I think the most, there's a couple things. One is the competition. The competition that we're playing, the venues that we're playing at, the people that we're playing, the coaches that we're coaching in are all first class. They're all football people. They're all the places, all the schools. Football matters, and it's great knowing that week in and week out you're going to play against some great competition where football is an important thing. And it's just fun week in, week out, planning and game planning for those situations. But the competition is, it forces you to step up. If you don't step up, you're not going to do well. And as a coach or as a player, you're not going to be on the field. You're not going to be on the sideline. So it's forcing you to pick up your game.
Friday nights at Donnell Stadium. It's probably not high on your priority list, but for the last couple of years for the fans, there's been some issues with the parking, but the construction is now taken care of, and it's a better fan experience at Donnell Stadium.
Yeah, with the new scoreboard we put in last year, new sound system, our football team is in a new locker room in the new school across the way. We have a new entranceway. We'll be coming towards our team towards our sideline as we come onto the field and so forth. We think it's a great high school venue. So much that I think other people think that as well. The Ohio-Michigan All-Star Game has been announced is going to be held at Donnell Stadium, and we take a lot of pride in that. And I think that speaks volumes to the fact that that's a place where it's a great setting for a football game, a high school football game, and we're very proud of it.
A lot of construction going on around. I mean, the middle school is looking fantastic. A little bit further up the road, construction around here, the track facilities. It seems like things are really coming together here all over Findlay.
Yeah, there is. It's a lot different. If you were here 5 years ago looking at middle schools, facilities out back, new softball field down the way here a little bit behind us. The track here is phenomenal. The next steps, the bleachers here and things that have gone on inside the building and our weight room and so forth. And then obviously the stadium, what's taking place there in our middle schools. Things have changed quite a bit and all for the better, and it's going to only help our athletic programs.
The one thing the Findlay Trojan football team is counting on is not changing the success on the gridiron. Need to take a break on this Blanchard Valley Health System High School Football Preview Show. When we come back, more from the Trojans on WOSN.
Welcome back, everyone, to Findlay on this Blanchard Valley Health System Pigskin Preview with the Trojans. Two players joining us now. Andy Straczynski sitting next to me, and also Mitchell Perry, the senior linebacker. Guys, about a week into camp here. How are things going thus far? How are things going for Team Thunder? Let's start with you, Andy.
Things are going great. We're executing well. Everyone's working hard. We're all hyped. Everyone's just ready to go and hit.
Mitchell, we know you guys have to replace quite a bit on the defensive side of things. How have the newcomers come along? Are they stepping in nicely?
Yeah, they're stepping in nicely. They're starting to get the coverages, and we're moving on from there.
Andy, reflect a little bit on the last couple seasons here and just the program Coach Ritzler's built, and you guys have built as well too as a whole, and just the success you have.
Coach Ritzler's doing a great job with the program. We've had 2 successful teams over the past year, and we're hoping to continue it this year.
Mitchell, what are some of the team goals this year, and what do you guys need to do to accomplish those?
Well, we always have to work hard. We always have to just keep taking steps forward. And I think one of the biggest team goals this year is to make the playoffs.
Get into that playoff round. Just missed by a spot a season ago, going 8-2. Andy, some key guys you have coming back as seniors this year. Talk a little bit about that senior class.
The senior class is doing a great job by being leaders. We're all working hard. We all did a great job this offseason, getting stronger and faster, and everyone's just doing a great job out here executing.
Week 1, Mitchell, take on Anthony Wayne. What do you guys need to do between now and then to get ready for the Generals?
Well, we need to keep working hard and be more physical, and we'll see what happens.
Over the summertime, what did you guys do that stood out? Maybe a 7-on-7, something that maybe kind of brought you guys closer as a team together?
I feel this year the coaches did a really good job of making sure we're in shape, and we had some fun activities on Fridays and stuff, and it just brought the team closer.
All right, we're going to take a quick time out on this Blanchard Valley Health System Findlay Trojan football preview show, and we come back more from Findlay on WOSN.
Trojans getting their work in behind us on the fields all over the complex here at Findlay High School. Mark Kunz and Chris Parks on this Blanchard Valley Health System pigskin preview, joined by 2 more players here. We've got Austin Gutting sitting next to me, the senior running back for Team Lightning, and also Nick Carey's down there as well too, one of the other seniors for this Findlay Trojan team. And Austin, you've got a chance to play with some great seniors last year. Paul Cosiano, a quarterback. You had Vance Settlemyers, a running back. What did you learn from that senior class last year that you can bring into 2013?
We learned a lot. I mean, we learned, most importantly, how to win. I mean, we've kind of grown up, playing behind them, and I mean, they've had success their whole life, so we want to continue it. And they've taught us all the plays, everything. We were able to learn from them pretty much everything, really.
Nick, what do you think the strengths of this year's team is going to be?
Really, I think everybody's competing this year, and you'll see us on 20 on in. Offense is going at the defense. Everybody's working hard, and there's no off minutes. We're always working. Yeah,
Coach Ritzler talked a lot about that competitiveness and how that's been evident all the way back to January as you guys have gotten ready for the season.
Yep.
Coach refusing to use the R word, rebuild, after you guys lost such a talented senior class. What can this senior class do, Austin, in your mind?
I think we can do whatever we put our minds to. We've been competing a lot. We've been getting after it. I think this year we've been working as hard as we've ever worked. So I think if we get our mind straight and set our mind to do it, I think we can do it. We can do whatever.
Nick, what game are you looking forward to the most this season?
Well, I know whenever we have our 7-on-7 tournaments, us in Southview always have a little battle going on. So I'm excited for that right now. So.
Nick,
sure.
what track opponent are you looking forward to the most?
I want to take down TCC because they killed us last year. They got a great quarterback in Deshaun Kaiser, and they're just going to have a great team coming back, and we want to get after them. We want to beat them.
Deshaun Kaiser is verbal to Notre Dame, and certainly, Austin, you guys have had quite a bit of talent the last couple of years. As you look forward, Are you proud of what Findlay has done the last couple of years, but is there still kind of a sense that we need to do more? We need to get over that Week 10 hump and get back into the postseason?
Yeah, definitely, because we were 8-2 last year, and that's a great season, but everyone was upset. 8-2 is a great year, but we didn't make the playoffs, and that's what we wanted to do. So even after a great year, we're still upset that we didn't make the playoffs, so that's something that we want to strive for.
And the Findlay Trojans will remain in Division I in the new Ohio High School Athletic Association playoff format. That's going to do it for us today at Findlay High School. I'd like to thank all of our guests. For Chris Parks, I'm Mark Kunz. Thanks for joining us on this Blanchard Valley Health System Findlay High School football preview show.